we continually talk about what the Browns need to do to win in 2025. So there is a formula. Take us through kind of your thoughts relative to that.
Yeah, I kind of have. Let me put it this way: I don't think the Browns are the most talented team in the division, and they're certainly one of the league's more uneven rosters in terms of like where they're generating some points. I think the defense, it doesn't take squinting hard, even though Jordan Hicks steps away from the NFL today. They still have enough linebacker talent. I think the defense can be good, quite simply. The question is whether they have enough offense, which I think is a very fair concern. So if you're in this world of maybe being under talented in certain portions of your roster and you are looking to over deliver on outcomes, right? So looking to win games that you maybe shouldn't win, you got to be really good in some what I call non-negotiables. So, the five that I laid out pretty much hinge on the defense getting back to what it was in 2023. They went from second in DVOA defense to like 25th last year. Now, obviously, the end of the year and some of those waste games and where the season was, that happens, but that is a place they have to immensely improve. There's also concern over turnover margin per game. So they were, and this is a trend that has been in the wrong direction for far too long under Kevin Stefanski. And now, again, you can point to various reasons that are not difficult to see, but they were fifth in this in 2020, and then since then have gone downhill every year to the point that they were dead last in the NFL last year in turnover and turnovers per game, the margin per game. Now, this is something that they were still bad at in 23, but not quite as bad. But they need to be on the right side of it this year, significantly better. Top 15 in the league in turnover margin, cutting them down on offense, obviously playing ball control offense that every drive ends in a kick, as they say, the old Jim Tressel days, right? You're either punting it, kicking a field goal, or kicking an extra point. You don't want to hand the football over to the other team. So, you want to live in that space. You want to get into a better headspace of like, hey, we're going to be a run-oriented football team. I've illuminated this over the last several months, really, that the Browns have had a sharp decline in run efficiency since the start of the 22 season. Obviously, Nick Chubb's ability to help with that guided some of their success in 22, but then when he got hurt in 23, it just kind of all magnetized. They've been one of the worst rushing football teams in the NFL the last 2 years. So they tried to take steps to rectify that schematically and with personnel. And obviously, Quinshon Judkins' situation throws a wrench into it, but they've at least tried to address it. We'll see whether the results bear the same fruit, but they have to run it well. They also have to play better on special teams. They were among the worst DVOA special teams last year. We know the kicking game was bad, but it goes beyond that. The return game wasn't good enough. It was below average, and we know that their coverage, their units, and punt and kickoff coverage were among the worst in the league too, giving up multiple explosive plays in that area. So the special teams were pretty average. Bubba Ventrone's first year, literally dead 15th in DVOA, but they were like 27th last year. So, Dustin Hopkins making some kicks this year, being better on special teams is a non-negotiable, right? And then the last one that I have is the penalty margin and mental mistakes. Far too many mental mistakes, coverage lapses, alignment issues. And then the penalties, the Browns have been perpetually, and this is a really rough stigma of a large sample size for Kevin Stefanski's tenure, but they are one of the most penalized teams in the league year after year. In the bottom, they have not finished better than 20th. And over the last, 3 years, they have been in this like 24th, 27th, and almost near dead last. So they make too many mental mistakes. Can you win? Like, if you're going to be a team who doesn't score a ton of points, you're not maybe creating easy, explosive plays to overcome mistakes. You better have stellar defense. You better control the football, great special teams, and you better be able to be out mentally preparing your opponent and taking advantage of the little details, because that's what's going to take if they're going to be any good. If they don't want to do all of those things, then they just won't be good enough to win any games this year. They'll lose far more than they will win. So it's going to take winning in the ugly. That's what I call it. You got to get down in the details. You got to win in the trenches. You got to win ugly, play ball control offense, and then we'll see if they're willing to do that. My general point has been that, like, it's not really so much a talent issue, whether to me, it's like they do have some talent in various places, but to me, it's, do they have enough self-awareness to know how they have to win, to know the things they have to do to win? that buy-in comes from coaches preaching, getting them to believe, and we'll see if Kevin can do that.